Today we've been asked to have a look at an Etac Balder riser recliner power chair to repair it. The issue that it has a couple of issues, which one I don't think is too bad, is a swing away control box here. That kind of swings, supposed to swing around at the same time as you move it, but it's kind of not swinging the right way. I think it's underneath here. This kind of timing belt, which looks like this, and it's got teeth in it, and that sits inside here. If your Balder has a faulty belt, just give us a shout. We can resupply these belts. Something's wrong in there, maybe slightly worn, and it's spun around this cog in here. So to gain access to it, you've got to remove two, but there's only one there, so we'll have a wee look at that. I'll show you how to do that. Plus, a really important thing with this particular chair is the riser function's faulty. As I say, this chair comes standard with a riser. Now what's wrong with this one is the motor has collapsed. So if you have a look, if somebody sat on that, they will go straight down to the bottom. And if you have a look at the motor there, you can see, I'll bring some light on the subject, you can actually see the motor broken here. So it's quite easy to replace. Just you remove this at the top here, the pin here, and the bolts underneath, which I take from the underside, and replace the motor, and just put the wires on it. Of course, we've got to remove the body panel here, which I'm going to show you how to do that as well. I've got a motor here from the suppliers. We can get you spare parts for your Balder chair, and that would be your motor. Not cheap, but it's a quality item. This chair's 8 years old. It's had plenty of use, as you can see. And these chairs are anything from £15,000 upwards. As I say, it's got full electrics, lasts for years. Electric motors in the back here for the backrest. Riser, seat tilt. Has electric leg rest. This one's got a tilt function, but doesn't have electric extensions here, but you can have them, and it also can be a standing chair if you need to be. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the body panel and show you how to gain access to that motor down there. So to remove the body panel, this is a one-piece body panel. You need to be careful because it's quite thin at the back here. So you've got 2, 4, 5, 6 pins to release. That one's released. And you've got to release them all before you lift, otherwise you'll end up breaking it. You just spin it around. Not far away, it's already released. Now what you need to watch is sometimes the loom's still connected. But I see the customer has broken his lights anyway, so I don't think it'll be connected. And actually the connection for the battery is around the other side. I'll just bring the camera around so you can see. So the connection for the battery loom is on this side. Somebody has already disconnected it. So when you lift it up, hold both sides because you don't want it to snap in the middle here. So that's your Sunshine battery here. Your motor connections, if I put some light on the subject, you'll see the motor connections are down there. That orange one that you see down there, and the blue and red one. They put on the motor connector there. And here you've got your DX2 controller. There's all the 2 motor connections, the bus lead, and your power input from your batteries. And there's your other battery here. Now the motor bolt, and you can see there, let me move it. There you can see a motor bolt there. So you've got one there. Oh no, that's not your motor bolt. That's for the gas strut. They sometimes go as well, so you need to check that for leakage of oil. That's your motor bolt there, as you can see. And the other side is this bit here. I'm going to put something right there. Now, it's going to be quite tricky doing this. I don't want to be really working underneath it because it's quite a bit of weight, because this can come down on you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jam a bit of timber so that make sure it doesn't move. Put it in drive, so if it does come down, it's not going to squash my hands. That piece of timber is going to hold it back. That's a recliner motor, and that's your lift motor there. That, I'm going to remove the top pin now that I've got it supported. And remove at the rear. You got a split pin at the back. Which is going to be a nightmare to remove. That's your split pin here, so it holds that on there. And now we need to do the bottom split pin. And you can see the bottom split pin on here. If we rotate the bolt at the back of it, you'll see the split pin there, and that's what holds the motor on. I'm sorry to say, if I get my old set of clippers in here, you'll not be able to see much. I'll not be able to see much either by the looks of things. Let's see. Difficult to do from this angle. There we are, that's it off. You can see now that I've removed the split pin off that. That's mean I've physically pulled the motor out, and it's collapsing on me as we speak. Now I'm going to remove the connections off the motors, so I know what goes where. So as I say, best thing to take pictures to know where all the wires are going. I'm going to take the battery out to gain easier access. Right, so you can see the motors in there, and that's the connectors on it. So you can see orange connector and the blue one. The orange is on the top and blue is on the bottom. So as you can see, here's the motor sitting here. Now I've put this bit of timber in here so it doesn't collapse on me. So there you are. There's our offending article. This bit's falling off everywhere. The motor's completely gone, snapped in half, and there you go, there's your shaft bit that's broken off as well. So we'll replace that with a new one right now. So there we are, there's a replacement motor. That's it on the bottom shaft. Now what we need to do, hope you can see that, what we can, you should be able to see that, is to put the terminal connections on here. And it's quite handy at the back here with one access. And it looks like somebody's been actually at this before me. So there you are, there, I can gain access to that one there. Right. Now what I'll do is I'll put the battery back in and lift the motor riser up so it goes in the underside so I can plug her in. No, wrong one. That should be us here. Now you can see I've pushed up the motor up through the locating dowel here. Circlip over it, that's it secure. That's not going to come back off now. And we can operate the, oops. So that's the riser working now. All we have to do now is to secure the circlip on here. I think my circlip has seen better days. As a matter of fact, I don't think I... That's it on. So once you got it on, you spin it around to make sure it's in its wee groove, and you do the same with the other side at the bottom. Of course, we need to make sure these are tight, the battery terminals are tight. Then what we'll do, we'll put new cable ties on here to keep the wiring loom we just put cable ties on here, keep the wiring nice and neat. And that's how you fit the motor on. Now I'll just show you how to secure the other one, the other side back on. And while I'm here I can show you how I gain access to the other motor connection there, the riser motor connection. They've got a dust cover that goes over the top of it. And that's it there. Sits in there quite neatly. So that's how easy it is to gain access to it. Screw there and a screw there holds this plate on. Don't think I'll get to see much here because my hands are going to be in the way, but I can't see what I'm doing myself, so I'm just doing it by feel. I think I've got that circlip on. Right, the circlip's on, but it's not located yet in its wee groove. That's it in. We heard the click, but I always like to move it round about to make sure it's in the groove, and it's in there lovely. Quite happy with that. This is the bottom end of the gas strut here. Always check to make sure that the gas strut's not leaking. So that's how to replace a riser motor. We've done that now. We'll check the proper operation of it. We need to do the joystick as well. So that's your joystick. And it's stopping when it's supposed to. Looking good, looking good. Right, so next thing I'm going to have a look at, let's switch this off, is this joystick. It's going to be a bit of a pain, but right, so let's have a look to see what's happened inside this swing control mechanism. As I say, there's a screw missing there. That should just, generally speaking, that should just come off. It's coming. Could be easier, mind you. That's me just. There we go. There you can see the tooth, which is not too bad, and there's a tensioner there. Let me undo the different size. Let me undo the tensioner there so you can see. Oh, it's broken. See that there? It's broken. So what we need to do is replace it. Easy to sit on a web paper. There we go. Right, so what we do is we hold that up here so we know it's in line. So I've got it all in line now, so when these teeth go round about the cog, it's a perfect fit. Let me just push that. I don't want to damage it in any way. Right, so technically speaking, That just needs a little bit of tension on there. Doesn't need much. You don't want to put too much on it. Let's see when it's down. Hey, that's spot on. So that's how to fit a belt. Perfect, that sits nice and straight. So all we have to do is to refit this. And pity, I maybe need to see if I can try and find a screw for this chap here. But it's just a very, very small screw. I need to go hunting for that. But as I say, that's how to do it. There you go. Customer should be happy with that. That's the chair sorted. Let's have a look at this. You want it straight on. A wee bit of wear and tear. I'm going to see if I can try and tighten that. No, it's worn. That's the gear's worn itself in there. So swing it over to the side and it keeps pointing forward, so it's always pointing forward, and it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. So I just need to find another screw for this here, for the chap, and then should get it back tomorrow. Hunky dory. So all I've got to do now is secure the loom back onto the battery poles after I've tightened them back up. That's one, two. Refit the cover at the back here, the protective cover for the motor, the riser motor, and that's me. Well, I hope you're enjoying this tutorial on how to change the riser motor on a Etac Balder VTS 280. If you have any questions regarding this, please feel free to leave a comment below. If you'd like to subscribe and like, I would appreciate that as well. And as I say, there's so many different types of chairs. I know it looks easy, but if nobody's done it before, then it's always a help. Thanks for watching.